My name's Cruz Correa. I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, born and raised. Moved in Dallas for about 8 years and have been in Austin now for 7. Well, I think the obvious part, I think, for everybody is that there is this disproportionality in all the areas that we always talk about, whether it's poverty, education, abuse and neglect. There's always overrepresentation with the African American community and the Latino community. And that's something that does have to be addressed. I work at CASA of Travis County. When you look at CPS removals of African American families, of children from African American families, they make up almost 20 to 26% of the removals. And that's a much higher rate than what they actually represent in Austin. So I do volunteer recruitment for CASA of Travis County. And the biggest thing I've seen is that the majority of our volunteers are from they're white, from a European ancestry, however you want to put that. That they make up almost 70% of all of our volunteers. When you look at the Austin community, Latinos, for example, make up almost 46 to 48% of the community. And when it comes to volunteerism, we only have about 11% of them actually volunteering with us. After I've worked in this environment for a while, trying to figure out, well, why am I not reaching the Hispanic Latino community? Why don't I have more people buying into what we're talking about when it specifically affects their community at a really high rate? And I think what I've found is that to be a CASA volunteer, it takes a level of flexibility at work, which means you have to be involved in your career. You probably have to have already had attained a position where you have that flexibility. And if you don't have education to be able to do that, then the likelihood of you being able to volunteer with us is going to be a lot lower. It's not something that is required to be a CASA volunteer, but in terms of being able to work it around your family schedule, work schedule, it's much more difficult. And so when you look at that here in Austin, that's an issue. And I think that's where that gap is why we don't have as many Latinos actually volunteering with CASA. If I had a wand, if I could just swish my wand and make it better, I think the most important thing I would do is take every single leader, which is a CEO at an organization, for a nonprofit, for private industry, anybody like that, and bring them into a room to discuss biases, their own biases, maybe something they've never talked about, and discuss how that affects their environment. And I think if we were able to put that mirror in front of somebody's face, they'd be able to maybe look at that with a little bit more caring, more understanding, be more empathetic about it, and then probably change decisions that they can make because they're the ones that have the power. Oftentimes I see people like me that want to change it in those rooms, and we don't have the power. We don't have that yet, you know what I mean? 10 years from now, 15 years from now, it's probably going to be different. But in terms of now, if I had a wand, that's exactly what I would do.